What's up,
What's up,
dog?
dog? Welcome.
Welcome back to another episode, an anticipated episode. A lot of people have been watching the first episode with Michael, and we decided to do a part two. So while waiting for Michael, um,
Today we're
let's
talking about
recap a little
breeding.
bit. Yeah, well, what are we talking about today?
Breeding. How do we get young guys into the sport and how do we get breeders to do the right work?
Okay, let's welcome Michael.
I think for encourage the new people to come into our IGP sport. Actually, I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. It's called Tigerland K9 or Malaysia Dog Training Tigerland K9. And this group is already active for more than 10 years. And now we are answering our team members' question about how to have a dog, and I think it's everything like whatever my team member asks, then I will try to reply them. Yeah, and also I give some tips in how to train the dogs and how to get into the dog world. Yeah, and also from that I have a many training workshop before MCO, before the lockdown. I have I think make many training workshop in Kuala Lumpur, in KL, in Ipoh, and also I did many times in Penang. So I think after the lockdown, when the MCO is when they are okay, then I think I will continue the same. We will make the workshop, the training workshop for teach the people how to handle the dog in obedience and in protection. So I think this will help a lot. It will help the young generation. They need my experience because I have so many years experience in this game, in this sport. And yeah, I think the young people should not make the mistake what I have done before, yeah, or other people have done before, because from the experience I can tell people, hey, don't do this, don't do that. And
Cut
this,
short a lot of time.
yeah, this will save a lot of the time from the new handler, yeah.
Yeah.
And also now I am having to the online class. I have many classes about how to train the obedience in advanced and also in high level. Also in protection work, what you can do when you are alone at home. You how you can teach your dog some bite techniques, some prey drive, how to bark, and how to make the blind searching and these kind of things. And this will help you a lot. And many techniques actually you can do at home. Yeah, and also I think latest I have a online class is about a puppy diary, because the puppy diary is, I think, when I go to Europe for 20 over years, what I'm looking for every year, what I'm looking for is how to build from a puppy until a competition dog. Because when when I start to go to Germany or go to Europe on 1997, yeah, then I start with okay, when I see a trained dogs, and after a few years, then I start to find a way for how to train a puppy and bring the puppy to the completion level, to the IGP3. And that is, I think that is the hardest part for me in dog training, because you have to know that many European, they don't have many dogs at home like us. They have only one or two dogs. That's all. That's all. And if your friend they don't have puppy, maybe they have a 5 6 years adult dog, then okay, it's no chance. Then you have to wait, or you have to go to the other friend. And when they have a new puppy, then you have to open your eye very quickly, and then you have to observe everything what they do with their puppy when they are aged, and what they are doing with the puppy. Yeah. So and normally I stay in Germany 1 or 1.5 months. If my friend have the puppy at the age of 2 months, and then when I stay 1.5 months means when the puppy is 3.5 months, then I have to leave Germany, and then I come back again next year. Again means when I come back 12 months later, that puppy is already 15 and half or 15 or 16 months. So, and then I have a gap, I have a missing part. Yeah, and I and then this take me a lot of years, until I know how to bring up from a puppy to a top sport dog. It takes me, I think, more than 15 years. More than 15 years until I learn how to do this. Yeah.
Well,
And
what are you, sorry to interrupt, but to fast forward a little bit, what are your thoughts of someone buying a trained dog already and going into competition?
they can buy a trained dog and go in. It's not a problem. It's
Mm-hmm.
the because we cannot stop them. At first, I also do the same,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end, I think you cannot get a very good result from that, because nowadays the competition level is very high,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see from the top 10 of the world, not there's not one people who buy trained dog. Yeah, from the number one and number 10, the top 10 of the world, I think all of them, they train their dog from puppy.
Yep.
Otherwise, you have no chance. Yes, you can handle a trained dog, but it's not the dog you train.
Yep.
And even though you have the trainer, and then you can see at the end the result is not there. Yeah.
Mm.
If
What
you
what
want to
what makes a
be,
difference? Is it the relationship or?
it's not about only the relationship. Relationship you can build, but it's not the same. It's not the same. When you have a puppy, you train from a puppy, you know the dog everything, you know the behavior, you can read the dog, and then the bonding, everything is attached to you, and I cannot explain, because this is love. This is the theme. This is the love. Yeah, and you're going to fight with it. You don't think that the world championship is easy. The world championship is the top, means the top trainer in the world who bring their own dog, and they go, and then they go to the competition. I think only our Asian people until now who like to buy trained dogs and compete in that level. I think most of the European, they not buy the trained dog. They will train the dog from puppy, and then they enjoy the journey of training. And then when their dog is getting better, and then when they have good result, they will feel very happy about that. And I think the journey for them, the journey is more important than the result. Yeah, it's the same from me. I enjoy the time when I train with my puppy, when I train with my dog, and then I can see the improvement. Yeah, when I have a good dog and ready for the game, yes, then I go to the world championship. When my dog is not so good, no, then it's not a problem that I not go with that dog to the world championship, and then that I stop for 3 4 years, and then I wait for a better dog. And when I have a good dog, okay, then I enjoy the journey to go to the championship again. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, can I just rewind a little bit? So, just coming back to the topic, the question of how do we encourage new people into the sport, right?
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to go to one of your workshop before the lockdown, and it was very exciting. I learned a lot. I got to see different dogs. I got to see different handlers, and each handler, each dog working with you.
Yeah.
But I'll be very honest. So I was very nervous. I was like, oh man, should I bring my dog? Are we ready? I don't want people to laugh at me. Oh, my dog may not bite. What if my dog don't bite? What if my dog don't eat? What if my dog pees everywhere? So these worries are all very real, and I'm sure it's not unique to me. And what would you say to our listeners who are listening? They go like, oh, it's all nice and fine that Michael's got a session, but haha, me and my dog, we're not going. We're not ready. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people. Yeah. How do you encourage them and tell them?
I think it's not, this is not a problem, because there's no perfect dog in the world. You don't think that, okay, everybody is is very good in training, and everyone is, they have perfect dog. No, even the world champion is not perfect. And I think when we go for that kind of workshop, I think everyone should train like normal, like normal, and then we discuss about the problem. That is what I like, because everyone, you don't need to show. Yes, you can show me what you are good, but I would like to see more what is the or what is your
Behaviors.
problem, the real problem from you. Then okay, then we can talk about this, and then we can make the problem solving. Yeah, and then I think this kind of workshop, they are happening uh, around the world. In Europe, they have this kind of workshop every week, every corner in Europe, I think. Yeah, and
Yeah.
in Malaysia, I think because of the real people who want to train dogs, it's not so many. Yeah, it's not so many, and when they want to come to this kind of workshop, then yeah, at least they have to do something to train and to like to start the dog training at least.
Yeah.
Then I think then it's possible for me to help. Yeah,
Mm.
everybody need to start. Even we are very low level, but we need to start. And I think in the next 5 years, I think many people will become a better handler, because I think I have trained and I have built so many good trainer in Malaysia or Thailand or in
China.
China. China is a lot, and yeah, I think I have
Mm.
helped and bring many young generation.
Mm.
They now many of them, they become the top trainer in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Many,
Mm.
even in China, in Thailand, it's the same.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I went there, I was definitely nervous. I kept trying to tell you, okay, maybe you use this tuck first because she don't like that tuck. My mind was filled. But then actually, when I got there, I was a bit more comfortable, and I think people who are listening should know that, yeah, you always see some dogs better than you, or some teams that are better than you, and then you always see some teams who are just starting out, and more likely than not, you're always somewhere in between. So I think, is it safe to say that as long as someone tried to train their dog and they've got some problems, it's enough to come to workshop to work on those problems. Don't
Yeah,
come without
yeah, yeah.
starting.
That's for sure. But due to I must limit the participant of my workshop. So
Mm,
I think when people want to come, they should contact me earlier, because I
mm,
I take only 10 dogs in one workshop,
mm,
and maybe Saturday 10 dogs and Sunday 10 dogs.
mm,
If not, then I will take Saturday and Sunday the same people in the same group. Yeah. So I cannot take too many dogs, 20 or 30, because as you know that my workshop is not trained. We are not group training. Even we have 10 people, 10 dogs there. We are not trained. We are not line up the dog and then we make dog training. That
yeah.
is not dog training. Yeah. We train the dog one by one, and then okay, then we solve the problem one by one, and then we create the new behavior. We encourage the working attitude of the dog, and we see what we can do to help
Mm,
the people to become a better trainer, and the dog become a better dog too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely. I think, yeah, I walked away very comfortable, very happy, and I think, yeah, I'm confident. I think anyone who joins will feel the same way.
Yeah, then we have to wait after the lockdown, maybe
Yeah,
stage 3 in Kuala Lumpur, then I can go again
yeah.
to Kuala Lumpur.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
How often do you conduct workshops, Michael? Because it's based on, like, say, for somebody who's like interested, like for me, from a perspective of somebody who's interested in the sport, right? I don't see much exposure of it. I know that I follow your Facebook page, so I go through yours, and then I follow Brandon, I follow James. So there's only a few people that they are in the sport, but I don't see much news about like workshops and all those other things. Like, how often do you like have workshops? I know that Brandon previously said that he was also part of like some of this free workshops and all
Normally,
those.
yeah, normally I want to have the workshop every once in a month, but due to my overseas schedule, sometimes it's a little bit tight. Now, okay, now when our border is closed, I cannot go anywhere. I can go to KL,
Yay.
but when the border is open, then I have to go to Thailand. because I have many students there in Thailand, and also I have to go to China, and then maybe 2 or 3 months one time in Malaysia. Yeah? So maybe in Kuala Lumpur, I think 2 or 3 months we will have one time. But I think next time because of the problem is when the people in my group, and if I have 10 people in my group, 10 dogs in my group, and most of them they not run away, because every time when I go for a workshop, the old people stay there, and then I have no time, and the old people is not going away, so it's for me hardly to take a new member to come in. Yeah, I think next time maybe I will open maybe more group and spend more time in Malaysia for help the
Yeah.
young generation to build
Yes.
our
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
Malaysia team. Perhaps one day we can go to compete overseas and together.
Yes. My dream.
IFR. Michael, sorry. Again on the topic of newcomers to the sport, um, how would you advise someone? So when I was starting out, there were a couple of trainers I could go to. There were a couple of different training systems, a couple of different workshops. Is there a problem, conflict, or difficulty if I'm learning one method of sit down stay with one trainer, and then I go to another workshop, and then this other trainer has got a different method for sit down stay? How would a newcomer reconcile these differences?
I think I would like the people, the newcomer first. They go to other people. Don't come to me first. First they go to other people, and then they learn some methods. They learn something, and then they can come and compare to my system. Yeah. Then at the end, the result will show. The result will show how good is the training, how good is the dog. Yeah. And I think for the dog training, you need a system for that. And for the newcomer, they can follow many trainers. That is not a problem. That is never a problem. They can learn from other people. They can see, okay, this is good or this is not good. This is maybe because every trainer, every top trainer, they have their own method, and it's depend on what kind of method they are using, and is function or not, is good or not. Yeah, it's depend. Yeah, it's very hard to say. I cannot say I have the best method. I cannot say that. Yeah, but people will will try, and then they will tell you, okay, this method is good for him. Yeah.
So newcomers should look around, should get a feel of what different systems are out there.
Yes.
They should, try to know the differences and feel the differences.
Yeah, but not. Uh, I think newcomers should go to learn or to look around how the trainer in Malaysia they train the dogs, but have to careful a little bit about the people or the trainer who are using pressure to train the dogs, because I train dogs. I based on more positive. We train a more positive way, and then we give the dog the chance. We teach the dog a correct way. We use the correct way to teach the dog, and then we respect the animal. We respect the feeling of the dog, and then we respect the dog. Yeah. So we play a fair game with the dog. And then at the end, the training is the dog love the training very much, enjoy the training very much, and then make the owner very happy. That is what we want.
So Michael, just in case, like for a new person want to join the sport, like what James said, it's you said that, okay, go and try as many trainers as possible. Not try, go and look at as many trainers as possible and all those. What do you think about, like, now in this age, a lot of people are just YouTubing stuff, and they go on YouTube and they look at it. So there's no face-to-face interaction, right? So they go on YouTube, how to teach a dog to sit. Then they say, put your hand up, then the dog will sit. And so do you think that is also an entry point into, is it a good entry point for dog
Yes,
training?
yes. They can watch from YouTube. For start, they can watch from YouTube, and then the problem from YouTube is, yes, YouTube is good, and when people want to learn, nobody can stop them to learn. They can watch from the morning until evening. That is not a problem. But at the end, because YouTube there is too many trainer in around, and then after that there's too many system, and at the end they don't know what they are doing. They are not following the step. They are not step one, step two, and step three, and then what is the end, what is the consequence of doing, and what is the consequence of not doing. And then at the end, yes, they can do something, but then they also miss some big part, and at the end they don't know what to do, so they have to come back to me. Many people, they watch YouTube, and then they come back to me. Yes, okay, they already learned something, but they spend 2-3 years, and then at the end the dog still cannot do a very well exercise. Yeah, so they come back to me, so I have to start from step one again, and this waste their time. This will waste their time, but they can watch. It's not a problem. But, and young people, you have to know, the young generation, they have time. Yeah.
I want to ask you, right? As a dog sport competitor and a trainer, what are your goals, and have you achieved any of your goals that you've set out for yourself?
My goal, actually, I have a dream. Actually, I
Yeah.
have a dream when I first compete with my first dog in 2000, and that is the dog I bought in Schustentree, and it's a German Shepherd. And I compete the first year I compete in the World Championship, and um, after that I set up a goal. I think that one day I must bring my own breeding dogs to compete and in that level, and get the result. It's not go and fail. Compete in that
Yeah,
level.
yeah,
At least I
yeah,
get a past result
yeah,
with
yeah,
my
yeah.
own breeding. That is my first dream.
Hmm.
And people ask me, okay, then you have your dream. And I think one guy asked me, one guy from Thailand, he asked me that, oh, then what do you think? How many years do you need for your dream to come true? I said, yes, I think I need 25 years. He said, what?
Wow.
25 years? Wow, what is so? Why you need so long time? I said, yes, because you don't understand the level of the world championship, and then you don't understand that in Malaysia, if you want to breed your own dog, what is the meaning? You want to breed your own dog means you need to have a very good female, and then you need to look for a very good male. And on that time, I want to breed. I want to bring my Malinois
Yes.
for go to world championship. And then you know that in Malaysia we have very limited bloodline in Malaysia.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I
Yes.
have a
Yes.
female, and then where is the male? I
Yes.
cannot get a male,
Yes.
and then I'm looking for a male, a good male from Netherlands, and that is the KMPV line. It's a little bit aggressive. It's a police dog,
Hmm.
and okay, then I start to breed and start to try, and then I don't know. I don't have the on that year. I don't have the proper way to bring up from a puppy until the end. Yes, I know some part, but a big part I still missing. Yeah, and
Hmm. Hmm.
try from error, ask people, and then you know that on that time, the year 2000, our internet is not so good.
Yes.
On that moment, there's not so many things to see in YouTube. And yes, first is the gene pool. We don't have a good bloodline. We don't have good dogs, and then I have to find the good dogs to breed, and then the technique and the knowledge to bring up a puppy. That is very important. That is very hard for me during that time. And at the end, I
Hmm.
take 12 years. I take 12 years until I bring my own breeding puppy from from my own breeding, and then I compete on that year 2012 in Hungary. Yeah, and then yes, thank God, thanks for God, I get a past result, and I get a very good result, 94 point in tracking, and
Hmm.
I think very good also in obedience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Mm.
Yeah, because for that kind of question, I was trying to figure out going back to breeding, right? As an ethical breeder, right? Meaning to say that you are breeding for a quality that you are looking for. What
Yeah,
are your priorities when you are looking for this kind of breeding pairing? I would say.
yeah, yeah. That the bloodline is very important for sure. You need to know the father. I know the dog. I like the type of the dog. Like I say, uh, last time,
Yep.
the type of the father. I've seen the dog. Yes, that one I like. And then I select the mother with good temperament, good health, and then good grip, good drive. Everything is there. Okay, then I start to breed,
Hmm.
and mm, and at the end, at the end, I will tell you the what I'm doing for my puppy. At the end, I think that the dog from our Malaysian breeding, we can compete with overseas. This we this I already proved. I think on 2012 is a Malaysian breeding, our own Malaysian breed, and then I compete with our own Malaysian breed on the World Championship on the highest level dog training sport. The 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 highest is FCI is the highest level in the IGP competition. Yeah,
I hope
and
to join you.
sorry?
I hope to join you.
Yes, one day I hope we can go together. Yeah, we speak about the breeding. Yeah,
Yes.
I select the good father and the good mother, and then when the puppy is born, and then after they are born, the day one I not the day they born I didn't do anything. Just make sure everything is clean, the puppy is healthy, and then and one thing I have to say is okay when everything is uh, done, and I will start to train the puppy the next day. It means the day one, the next day when
The
when
first 24 hours. Yeah.
yeah, the first after 24 hours. Yeah,
Yeah, after 24
and
hours. Yeah.
the first exercise I train is I open the nose, their nose, because the nose work normally is the most important part of the dogs because nowadays the the market who are using the nose for dogs, I think is the biggest market in the world now because now the dog can help for narcotic searching,
COVID. Hmm.
yeah, for narcotic searching, for the explosive searching, for search and rescue, for hard surface
Hmm.
tracking, the police dog for any kind of detection, even COVID-19, they are
Yep.
using dog to detect
Strain.
the virus, yeah.
Yep.
So that is a very very important, and I think it's the biggest market in using the nose
So
rather than
so a
obedience or sorry.
a puppy's nose is up and running from day one.
Puppy nose, the nose from the puppy is yes they are function from the day one from the first from moment they are born.
Eyes a bit different. Eyes and
Sorry?
Blind.
ears. Eyes and ears are later.
No, eye is about 15 days.
And the ears?
The ear I forget. Ear I think it's more than 15 days. After they open the eye, then they open the ear. I think
Okay.
20, 18, 20 days. Maybe I forget.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
nose first, then eyes, then ears.
I think so. Yeah, I
Mm,
think so.
mm.
But
Okay.
that is that for me. I'm not using their ear or their eye.
Mm,
The important thing is the nose. The
mm.
nose, and I think many breeder when they have a puppy, they scared their all of them. They scared the puppy die. Why? Well, come we make a cheer. Yeah?
Cheers, cheers. I mean, a lot of puppies die, right? I mean, that is a fact. I think I hear a lot of puppies dying.
Yeah, I think many breeder they scared their puppy die. They scared uh to lose their puppy. So that's why when the puppy they help the puppy, they bring the puppy close to the mother, go to the to go to their
Yep.
teeth and open the mouth and put in and then let help them or someone even hold the puppy just beside the mother the whole night not sleep. because scared the puppy is too hungry. I make totally different. For me, when my puppy die means they are not healthy. They are not healthy. Yeah, because the not healthy puppy, the mother will kick them away. The mother will just leave them away and kick them far away from her. Yeah, that is the nature. Yeah, because the mother can stand that the puppy is healthy or not healthy by
Oh.
by the power of sucking the milk. The mother know that okay, this
Oh.
puppy is not strong enough,
Mm.
and by nature, and when the puppy is not active and they have no power to suck the milk, by nature, the mother, when they think that okay, this is not a good puppy and not healthy, they will kick them away. And yes, some breeder will just take the puppy and then by
Nurse.
doing the hand feeding, I not
Yep.
do hand feeding. When the mother is kick the puppy away, I will try to put in maybe 1 or 2 hours. When the mother still kick away, that puppy will die. That
So
puppy.
so
Oh.
so you do see them pushing away, actively refusing certain puppies?
Uh, yeah, yes. When the puppy is weak, normally the good mother will kick them away.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then I will not feed, I will not use the hand. I guess I can make the tube inside the stomach and then I feed
Mm.
with the goat meal, or I can help, I can, yes, but I not do that. I not do
Mm.
that.
Mm.
Because when I think that when the mother refuse the puppy, there must be something else.
That we
Yeah,
humans don't know, but the dogs
yeah,
can
then
smell or they
maybe
can
the
feel.
puppy is not healthy or something else. And then
Mm.
if I force, I help, and then that puppy is not so good, and then I'm selling that kind of puppy, not so healthy. There's
Right.
Mm.
some health problem on
Yeah.
that, and then what's going on is
Yeah.
not that.
But do you also see cases where the or two scenarios. One is the mothers just don't have milk. Um and
No, no, my female have milk. Because
yeah.
I have a healthy female.
Mm, mm.
My
So,
female have that problem. No.
but do you hear of that? Do you see that, or do you hear of that kind of
Yes,
problem?
I hear about that
Mm,
because they are, I don't know, maybe the mother is not good.
mm,
mm, Then they have not enough milk and what to do.
mm,
And then they have, okay, I speak about my breeding. I'm not
mm.
telling other
Yep.
people's story. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I will not bring the puppy to the mother like a normal people, but I will take the puppy away from the mother. I will take the puppy away from the mother so that it's not far away. It's about um, 3 to 4
10,
inches,
20 cm. Mm.
3 to 4 inches away, and from the first day, yeah, away, and then they will try to come back to the mother, and then they will try to find, and then they will start suck the milk, and then I will take one by one, yeah, one by one away,
Mm-hmm.
and then from that time, normally from that time, I can make a recording. I can make a note that which one take the shortest time to come back to the mother. Yeah, and then some dogs, when you take them away from the mother, they show the power. They show the power to climb. They show the power to on sniffing. You can hear some puppy. You even can hear how they sniff to
Wow.
find the mother. Actually, we have a lot of. I have a lot of information from
Yeah.
when I pull the puppy away. Yeah,
Yeah.
and and I will do this. I think 2 times a day. 2 times a day. And if the puppy cannot find the mother, I will just leave it. But at
Mm,
the end, they will find because it's not too far away. The mother
mm,
will help them a little bit by licking their body, and then they will know where is the position of their mother. Yeah,
mm,
but I will just leave it. I will not help. I will not
mm.
bring him to mother. No, I will not do that. And I will
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
I think 2 times a day. Two times
Yeah.
a day. And from day two, day two, then I will start to bring a little bit far away from the mother. Maybe 30 centimeter away from the mother, and
Mm,
uh, and I will keep on this kind of training until they open their eye. And when they are bigger and bigger, there's for sure they can go faster and faster by using their nose. And then from there, I also can check which puppy they can sniff for a long time. They sniff for a long time, and then which puppy is some puppy they are giving up very very fast. Then okay, they give up. Okay, I stop. It's too far away from my mom. Okay, I stop. But some not. Some puppy they will keep on sniffing until they find the mother, and then they drink the milk. Then from there I get a lot of information from the puppy to puppy.
So Michael, so when you do this exercise, so you keep records, right? You say puppy A do this, puppy B do this.
Yes, I will record a little bit, and I will record about this dog and this dog, and then how fast, which one is good, and then which one is the weakness, and this kind of thing.
So
But
when you
these puppies can change, right, over time.
that's the next question.
Yes, can change for sure. Can change. This is only some information. Some information for me to.
So it's not to say that you can select that dog straight away.
I will, because people who want to come to buy my dog, they will tell me, okay, what is your? I will ask them what is your purpose to get a dog, and somebody because from last time I have supply many dogs to Malaysia custom department canine unit for narcotic searching work, and then I have sell some dogs to Sabah, Jabatan Perhutanan for their detection dog, and I also sell some dogs to Singapore Police canine for detection dog for narcotic searching dogs, and also the China Police. But they buy dog from me also, and then from there because that is the time I have to select which dog is a better detection dog. And then from nowadays I will ask the people, because some people they want to buy their dog for police work, for detection dog, or for searching, or for search and rescue work. Okay, then I know that okay, this dog is good in nose. Then I will give to them, give to them. And then some people they come to me, they just said, okay, I want a guard dog at home. So then the dog which is not so good in nose, okay, you want a guard dog, okay, then maybe you can take this one. So I will not put a super searching dog to a normal people who are not using the nose work, and for what? And that is the purpose why I make a record for which dog I know. Then I know that okay, which dog is good in nose, and which dog is not give up very soon.
Everyone has got so many questions.
That's a lot of questions. But no, I really want to commend Michael for this, because I think a lot of people can learn from this, and not because they're during, especially this time, COVID, MCO, a lot of people are buying dogs. So many people are buying dogs, but the breeders are breeding for money, not for the purpose of I'm breeding for this reason, I'm breeding for that reason. But sorry, because I know there's so many types of people out there in the world, right? But I think the way that you are bringing up the puppies, the way you are selecting the owners for that specific reason, is something that a lot of people can really learn in this manner, which I think is a very good thing to really promote this.
Do you keep the mothers with the puppies all the time from day one, or do they get a break?
Yes, I keep the puppy with mother from day 1 until day 60.
Oh, you never.
They will stay together. They will stay together, and after the puppy is about 40 days, then I will separate the mother 6 hours a day. Means in the morning I will separate the mother 3 hours, evening 3 hours, and at night they will live together.
What was the reason? So they can be independent.
So that they can be a little bit more independent, and then they will not only looking for the mother, because when they are 60 days, they all my puppy they are going to new home when they are 60 days. So they have to learn that when they don't have the mother beside. And
does this also this is also result in the sense of because there are a lot of dogs that are they have the anxiety, right? So does
Mhm.
this kind of building up of the dogs help?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm separate them with the mother, or I separate them. I let them stay alone when they are about 8 days old. When they're 8 days
Mm-hmm.
old, they will not open the. They are not even open their eye. If I have six puppy, then I will get ready six box. Normally, it's a shoe box. You can easily get a shoe box, and then you make it comfortable inside the box, and then
Mm-hmm.
I on the in when the puppy is day number 8, I will take I will separate the puppy half an hour a day, so they
Mm-hmm.
stay alone in the shoe box without
Siblings, yeah, yeah.
their sibling, and then they have to stay alone without their mother, so that they
Mm-hmm.
feel lonely. Yeah, on that time,
Mm-hmm.
because they are not so active, they cannot climb out, so
Mm-hmm.
they feel lonely, and then they cannot start from there. I think I train them from there. Yeah, and then
Yep.
I'm easier to train them when they are 8 days, rather than when they are 30 days. When they are 30 days, they will
Yep.
cry. I think 3 hours when you put them alone in the box. When you start from there, they will cry, and then I think
Mm.
2 3 hours at least. Yeah. So
Yeah,
when
one of the question I wanted to ask is how much crying is normal and how much crying is, because
Normally, when you buy a puppy from a good breeder, and when the breeder we have trained separately the puppy in a shoebox from day number 8, or some even somebody they train from day number 5. But I will let them. I will start day number 8. Yeah, then this kind of puppy, when they go to new home, when they're 60 days, they will cry. I think not more than 3 hours in the box,
mm,
the transport box.
mm,
And if the breeder not do that, a normal breeder not do that, then some puppy will cry for 1 week.
mm.
They will bark and bark and bark and bark until they can disturb their neighbor.
So would you say that 80 to 100% of reason for crying is separation anxiety, or do puppies cry for other reasons as well? Hungry.
No, it's not. I don't think so. It's about hungry. Yeah, because the puppy, when they're 60 days, or when I give the puppy 60 days to my clients, most of them I already train. They only eat 2 times a day, and they will
Mm.
not feel hungry. I don't think so. It's hungry. It's
So
about,
you say separation anxiety.
yeah. It's from separation, and then they're not used to that. That's why they
Mm.
can't. Because many people when they breed their dog, they let the mother stay with the puppy uh the whole day, and then their sibling, they stay and play together, and then they never feel alone. That is the problem. and
Mm.
and suddenly you take them alone from their litter, and then go to a new home. For sure they will cry for a few days, 3 4 days
Mm.
minimum, and some puppy will cry even until 7 days.
Wow. So, Michael, my next question is something that uh, people buying a puppy home will have this concern, and also breeders will have this concern, which is diarrhea. I understand that for puppies, diarrhea is dangerous and critical because of loss of
Yes,
fluid.
puppy diarrhea is very, very dangerous. Puppy
Mm,
diarrhea is very, very dangerous, and most of the people who have the diarrhea problem is they take the puppy too early out from the mother.
mm,
People, they start to bring back the puppy when they are 40 days old. I said yes, yeah, it's crazy in the head. Yeah, when they are 40 days old, they cannot, and then they come
mm,
back, they go back. Okay, even somebody they give goat milk, but goat
mm,
milk is not the mother milk. It's the mother milk is the best. Is the best um,
mm,
milk for the dog. Yeah, so
mm,
should not bring the puppy back too early. And then if you bring normally when I give the puppy to my clients when they're 60 days, they never, not one, have diarrhea problem. No diarrhea problem. And then I will, and then uh, uh, the people should ask the dog food. the dog food which the puppy eat with the breeder before, I think the minimum they should take 1 or 2 kilo from the dog food. And then when you go back home, don't change the food, don't change the milk, and just continue the food. And then maybe if you want to change the food, then maybe after 1 week, then you mix the food, the food you want, and then you mix the food from the breeder. And after a few days, then the puppy can have the new food you like.
Do
Yeah.
you feed raw when they are young?
When they are puppy, yes,
Yep.
I will have maybe 3-4 days. Only 3-4 days. Just let them taste the raw.
Okay.
Yeah, just let them taste the raw.
Do you
And
think do you think it's better to feed raw over kibble?
in puppy, I not feed raw. In puppy, because my puppy, I train all my puppy with kibble.
Kibbles.
With kibble. I just let them taste the raw. It's only when they are growing up about 1.5 year, when I finish my training program with food, then they can feed the raw meat or something else. Yeah.
You touch on this topic. So what separates a working dog breeder and a pet breeder? Now I hold you there for 1 second, right? So let's say I'm looking for a working Rottweiler. Okay, I go to a breeder and they say that my dogs are working line dogs. This one is import with IPO title. It's a very common thing in Malaysia. But I mean, if someone is really serious about competing in IGP, what should they look out for? What should I look out for when I'm looking for a breeder and a puppy?
Okay, people can say that their dog is the IGP line, their dog is good and this and that. Okay, no problem. Show the dog, show the male. How good is the male in obedience? How good is the male in tracking? How good is the dog in the nose work? And how good is the dog in the grip, in the barking, and the long attack? You have to see the working ability by yourself. Not only see the paper. Okay, this is the line from champion, this and that. It's nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with the grandfather or grandmother. It's nothing to do with that. Show that the father, how good is the father.
So your advice to listeners is that always ask to see the dog in action.
Yeah, if you are serious enough, when I serious enough, I want to buy a good dog. I must see the father by myself. I don't care that the father have IGP3 or IGP4 or whatever from where. It's not interested. It's not interesting for me. I'm more interested in how good is the male.
Yeah, but
how
to be fair,
healthy is the male? Is the male have a hip problem, elbow problem? Yeah. And then how is the grip? How is the aggression? How is the brain? How is the temperament? How clear is the head? Because the head, the clear mind is very important in working dog. I don't like a dog is too hectic like this, and then bite here and there, and it's nervous. It's not good.
So Michael, you were saying that look at the male. Do you think which so is it in terms of genetic wise? So I've been like reading some stuff. Some people say it's the female that carries the gene. Some say it's the male that carries the gene. Which one do you think?
The female carries 70%. The female is very, very important. Yeah, when you want to buy a dog, I think you should go for a good breeder. A good breeder, they must have good female. They must have good female. The good breeder, they must have good female. And then you ask for them, okay, which dog they are going to breed? Because when you buy from overseas, you can check the father. You can check the father. How good is the father? If you're not flying and watch with your eye, then you check how their father in the competition. Yeah, yes, you spend money, but you only spend a little bit more to buy a quality dog.
Yeah. So Michael, I'm just aware that time is almost up and you've got some appointment after this. But because our listeners could be someone who wants to purchase a dog.
Is Michael free to continue?
I can continue again tomorrow.
So our listeners could be someone who's thinking to purchase a sport dog to compete in IGP, but also our listeners could be, because not everyone wants to compete. Some people sincerely want to be a breeder. But it sounds like this conversation is the way it's leading is that breeding is really not an easy task, and putting two dogs together to have sex doesn't make someone a breeder. How can someone even start in breeding?
Sorry?
Because breeding is not so easy. You
It's
know,
an
taking
art.
taking a male dog and a female dog and let them have sex doesn't make me a professional breeder. So, but you know, like you said, to start the sport in Malaysia, we first need to have good breeders, good gene pool. So, if someone wanted to be a breeder, you know, where do they start?
How to start to become a breeder?
Hmm.
But I have to explain to you, because many breeder, they are not breed for dog. They are not breed for
Yeah.
quality. They breed for
They breed
money.
for money.
They breed for money. What I can do with that kind of breed? I cannot do anything with people because
Yes.
everybody they love money. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I also like money, but I not breed. I breed, but I not breed so often a year. I think I breed only 2 or 3 breeding
Maximum. Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
I not so many. Some years I stopped breeding for 2-3 years. Some years
Yes.
I have no puppy at all for 2-3 years. Yeah, and I think for people who want to buy good puppy or for want to buy good dog, they should check. They should check how is the father, how is the mother of the puppy. Because when you buy a puppy wrongly from a wrong hand, then maybe okay, you spend a few thousand for a puppy, but that's not all, because at the end you have to take care of the puppy for the next 10 to 15 years. That is a big effort. And then you spend more money for take care a dog for 10 to 15 years. Yeah.
Commitment.
And we come back to the to how I train the puppy and the kind of thing, because we're not finished on that yet. And one thing what I do with my puppy when they are young, when they are when during even they not open the eye, I spend I think and my daughter. My daughter love dogs. Yeah, my daughter love dogs, and she spent a lot of time with puppy when they are 4 to 5 days, and then spend a lot of time means she go into the kennel, and then she take one by one on her laps, on her hand, on her arm, and then she touch the puppy, so the puppy feel that beside of the mother, there's someone else, the human, there's someone else who love them. This they can sense. This they can sense the finger from the human, the body odor from the human, the touching of the human, and that makes a very good contact.
Connection.
Contact and connection for the puppy in the future. That's why many of my puppy they get so easily bonding with human. They attach
Yes.
the new owner, and then they even the new owner go to toilet, they just sit in front of the toilet. Somebody call me, hey, Michael, what's going on with your puppy? Even I go to toilet, they wait in front of my door. Yeah, now, that is
There are
what is
times they
why
jump out the window when you
that
call
is
them.
why we we spend a lot of time in contact with the puppy, so that they can have a better pet drive, and then they can have better connection with the owner in the future. Yeah, and also and also I train when the puppy is about 5 days, 5 days to 15 days. It's not only me. I think many good breeders. I take my program.
Intermittent.
when the puppy is 5 days, 5 days to 15 days, this period is very, very important for working dog, because we have one program is called early neurological stimulation. Yeah, it's a very good for puppy. And what I'm doing, because what I'm doing there, I will send a video. I think I will send a video to you, and then so that your listener can see
Mhm.
it more clearly. Yeah. So there's there is one, two, three, four, five. There's a five part. One is a tactile stimulation. Means I will use the cotton bud. I will use the cotton bud to touch their paw,
Yeah. Pause.
to touch every part of their paw. And four paw, I will touch every paw. Four paw I will touch, and then this kind of touching make the puppy stress, and then they don't like, they feel not comfortable for that, and then because of the paw there is a lot of nerve. There's a lot of nerve. When I touch the nerve here, they just stimulate their nerve system. Yeah. And we have the head held up, means I will hold the puppy and then let them just the head is up, and then I have the, after the head held up, then I make the head held down, so that I turn, when I turn down, all the blood is coming down to the head, then the puppy will still will feel very stressed, and then they start to struggle, they start to fight, but I just hold on, and
Wow.
it's about five, it's about 10 seconds. I will
Mm.
hold about 10 seconds, and after that I will do the supine. Supine position means I will turn the puppy back like this. Many puppy they don't like when you turn, and then they will start to fight and to struggle, and then okay, they have a lot of stress there, and at the end there's a thermal stimulation. It means I will take a ice, a really cold ice, and then I will cover by a cloth, and then the cold is still there. It's not very cold, but it's cold. Then I will put the puppy, the four leg on it for 10 seconds, so that they can feel the cold. Their paw can feel the cold, the temperature of the ice. Then they become stressed, and this kind of early neurological stimulation is very good. It's very good for for make the puppy to handle the stress in the future, because when they are young, when they are puppy, they handle the stress, they become more tough, and then they become more, I think, more tough, and then they become not, they will not so uh
Shut down
sensitive.
soon.
They will not
Yeah.
so sensitive in for their future, yeah, in their work, or in their temperament. Yeah, this can help a lot for the working
Yep.
dog. Yeah.
So you have done this for a while? Like you've done this to dogs who are now adults?
Yes, I have done this. I think for past 4 or 5 years,
Hmm.
I've done this for
And
quite
the
a long time. I can't remember, but it's already for quite a long time.
and you see noticeable results. Like you
I
see
guess that's why you see your dog is so stubborn, not scared. They're not scared, and they fight. And then they're not. Yes, after we give them the pressure, they still can. Okay, it's not a problem. I can stand for it. And then that's why from that's why they are more tough and
so
more
so
able to take the pressure. Yeah.
so the logic is that from an early age you subject them to small amount of stress that they
Mm-hmm.
can still handle, is
Yeah.
within their tolerance,
Yeah.
and their body handles this sort of cortisol.
I think it's also opening up the senses of the puppies,
Yeah.
right? You have the
And
nose, you have the smell, you have the ears, you have the touches. I think this is essentially what neurological development is.
yes, yes, and this only the breeder can do, because
Yep.
from their golden period is only 10 days, very short. And
Mm.
this, when you do this, the benefit is for their whole life. Yeah.
Long term.
And
So
what,
Mm.
from day
how
number
old?
5 and day number 10, I will do one time a day. Yeah,
Between day 5
for
and day
every
10
of
you
my
do once a day. So
sorry.
between day 5 and day 10 you do once a day.
Yeah, no, not to day 10, to day 15.
Oh.
To day 15, I will do for 10 days. I will do this for 10 days. Yeah. and this will help
And do they get
working.
better? Like, do they feel so? Day one you turn them over and they're like rah, but then day 10 you turn them over, same result, or are
Uh,
they more?
they will still fight, but they will still take the stress. Yeah,
Mm,
they will still take the stress,
mm,
the stress. They will still fight. They will still struggle. A good dog,
mm,
they don't like you to turn them back supine. Yeah?
mm,
So they will still keep on fighting.
mm.
Mhm.
So
Just
from
like
day
just
5
like
to
we
day
put them on
15,
yeah, just like I put them on ice, they will still struggle. They will go away.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm. Okay,
Mm.
interesting. And day 15 onwards they have a holiday.
Sorry.
Day 15 onwards the puppies have a holiday, or
No,
still?
day 15 onwards, then the ear I think will start open, the eye was already open. Then I will put on the radio to put on
Mm,
the radio in their kennel so that they can hear, they can listen a lot of different sounds because the radio there are many voice, many sound
mm.
around.
Different wave,
Do,
different
do,
Yes,
music.
yes.
Yeah.
do you like expose them to like firecrackers and all those?
Oh no. Too
Too
early to.
early.
No, my puppy, I will not. Even their 60 days, I not try with the firecracker. It's not fair for them. Firecracker is the noise is too loud. It's
Mm,
too loud. But I have the stage. I have the stage from when they are young. When they are very young, I just switch on the radio. And then after that, when they are about 40 to 50 days, I will start to switch on the, the vacuum machine.
mm,
Vacuum machine, when they eat, start the vacuum machine. I will make some noise. Or
mm,
at the end, when there are 50 over days, I bought a very big leaf blower. Yes, leaf blower when they are doing something or when they're eating, I just switch on the leaf blower with the loud noise, and then they blow the wind to the
mm.
puppy. Many puppy, wow. They are
Yeah.
very
So,
funny.
so the logic is that you always, as the puppies grow older, you increase the amount of stress they can handle. They grow older. You
Yeah,
don't suddenly give them too much
no,
stress that they can't handle.
yes, because
So,
firecracker is too much. I not allow people come to my house with firecracker. When they
mm,
come to my house and then they say they want to select a puppy, then when they bring out the firecracker, I said, okay, you can go out now.
oh, people do that.
No, not one try, but I will in telephone in my phone. Can I bring firecracker? I said yes. Then you don't need to come to go. I don't because it's not logic. You want to
Yeah,
bring firecracker for a 2 months old puppy. Hey,
yeah.
something is wrong in your head.
Yeah,
Mm.
because some people were saying that when you select a puppy, right, you take like a bottle, you put in stones into the bottle, then you throw into the dog pen and see which dog scatters or go away and all those. Like, is
No, I not allowed that.
Mm.
I not allowed that. Yeah,
So
I
your
will.
your
I
your
will
idea is to not break the
you
dog. Your idea is to build the dog.
before you come to select the puppy, please show who are you. Don't simply come with a bottle with a stone and come to my house. I said no. Tell me who are you, how good are you in training, and then okay, you if you trust me, I select a puppy for you.
Mm.
Yeah.
I remember when I was getting my dog from Mike, he just asked me one thing: what do you want to do with your dog? I said I want to do IPO. Okay, that's it. Then I was like, huh? Because I've never bought a dog before, and Mike was like, okay, don't worry, that's it. Um, no need to ask anymore. I know what you want already. I was like, what? Okay, lor. So I waited,
Yeah, then you
and
get
then I am so happy with my dog. Right. Yeah. So I think the key thing here is to really trust the breeder, which is
yeah.
so important.
I think the bottle with the stone didn't means anything. When you are good in training and when you have a good puppy, good working ability, all the sound, all the distraction sound, the firecracker, you can train when they are old enough. Yeah, and the more other important things is we train the puppy when they are 30 days old, they start to eat the dog food, the kibble. They start to eat the kibble, and then start from when they're 30 days old. I will not feed them in the kennel again. I will never feed my puppy in the kennel. All the food of them 2 times a day, I will feed them in my garden. I will feed them in my garden. I will set up the like children playground for them, and then I will hide the food inside inside the like like a children playground. But there is some dark room. There's some pallet or something else. But I will start hide the food everywhere so that when they come out from when they come out from the room, they know that okay, when they're feeding time, they come out, then they are active, and then they're looking for food, and then this is the time I imprint the active dog reactive food behavior. And this is very important, because in this age, if every meal of them I imprint active dog reactive food, because the food is hiding, so they have to become very active to get the food, 2 times a day. And this attitude will bring them, when you get a puppy from me, then you can start straight away the training system, active dog reactive handler. Yeah, and that is a very important attitude for dogs. So that you don't need to start from make them active, because they are already self-active when they are very, very young. So I start this when they are 30 days old.
Michael, I just rewind a little bit. So because we were talking about the neurological, and then there was a jump to this age. But when do puppies start walking and running? And do they all walk and run at the same time, or in a litter do you see like one
Almost
first?
25 days they start walking.
Or all about the same?
Walk proper. When they open the eye, normally they start to walk a little bit when they are 15, 16 days. But they can walk very proper, climb out from the wrapping box when they're about 25 days.
And the development is uniform. So if you've got 7 puppies, they all develop uniformly, or do you still see sort of one walking first, the other one coming later?
No, I think almost the same time. Almost the same time they walk. But some stronger dogs, they will climb out from the wrapping box. Some more stronger dogs, they will come out, and some maybe they are not so good power. They cannot climb out. Maybe 1 or 2, but they will do this after 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after when they are 30 days, then I will not feed them in the kennel anymore. Yeah, so I will bring the dog food out. Sometimes I hide. Sometimes I just throw the dog food in the grass, so that they come out. They have to use their nose to try to search the dog food. They have no easy meal when they are 30 days old. But they love to do that. They keep on using their nose to searching, to work, to fight for their food.
So
has anybody
you go, Keith?
Okay, so I was just curious, because you breed Malleys, and has anybody, any of your students who use this for different dogs? Like, is it particularly is it this system that you have? Is it specific for Malleys that you breed,
normally I breed Mali, I breed Jack Russell, I breed German Shepherd. I have also now a Border Collie, but I will breed maybe next year. But mostly I breed German Shepherd and German Shepherd and Malinois, mostly.
And use the same.
They are the same.
So yeah, which sort of leads to my question. So the program that you have is generic, so it doesn't matter if it's going to be a sport dog, a scent detection dog, a herding dog. The foundation of your program is the same.
Yeah, I think the same, but for my Border Collie, it's not. Yes, they are herding. They are from herding line, but I will use them for agility.
Mm.
I bought them from Italy. It's from herding line, but I think it's from agility. Maybe the way I grow them will a little bit different.
Mm.
Will a little bit different, but they are not. Maybe they are not. I not. Mm, Let them to use their nose so much, because at the end in the agility field they're not using their nose, but
Mm.
they need some environment changing that kind of training, I think more. So I will check the puppy, and then I will set up another program for the dog, which I want to breed for agility sport.
Okay. If there's no question, I've got a Rottweiler question.
Yeah, wait. After I do the just now the early neurological stimulation, then I train also when the puppy, when they are 30 days old. I train I train also very much about the toilet training. The toilet, I let my puppy when they are young, 30 days old. I think I let them out 7 to 8 times a day. 7 to 8 times a day means when they are in daytime, they are in their room, because I don't like my puppy pee and shit or do something else in their kennel. Many people, they just have no time, and then they just tear the newspaper, and then they throw in the newspaper, and then they change the newspaper morning and evening. I don't like to do that. I don't like my puppy go up in the newspaper. Yeah, and uh the why the what is the reason is, when the puppy used to pee and shit in their kennel on the newspaper, and then they not learn to go to pee outside, then when the new uh new owner who buy that puppy, then they have a big problem, because the puppy only like to pee in the cage, in the kennel, and then when they bring out, somebody walk the puppy for 2 3 hours, they not pee outside, but straight away when they come back, 1 second they pee in their kennel. So maybe they take more than 3 4 months to solve this kind of problem. Yeah. So this is what I don't like. That's why I train my puppy in their kennel. They are clean. They are not pee. But when they step in the field, in the grass field, or in they step on sand or step on grass, they straight away within 10 seconds they pee, and then after they run around, they will shit. And for me, it's very easy to call my puppy back to their kennel. Even I have 8 or 9 puppy in 1 liter, and then my garden, I think, is big. And when they run around in my garden, I have my way. I use the canister with my dog food. I have my way. I connect the classical conditioning. I just check the canister. All my puppy will run to me and go into their kennel very fast. When I shake, they wherever they are in my kennel, in my garden, I shake within 30 seconds. They are all in my kennel. So I'm very easy to keep my puppy in the kennel. And then I spend all my time. I spend many times to bring my puppy go out or pee and shit in the grass. Yeah. So I think that is very important to become a breeder. And for sure, okay, you like to have money, but then this kind of work you have to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
To help the new owner the toilet training. Yeah, so that the new owner who buy my puppy, then they straight away they just, puppy don't like to pee in the box, because some when I sell my puppy to the owner, because I will send the puppy to their new. I will not let people to uh or let somebody to transport my puppy to the new owner. I like to drive myself, send my puppy to the new owner, because I want to see them from face by face. I want to check them. Okay, their house, everything is fine for my puppy.
Mm.
Yeah, their kennel is good
Have
for my
you
puppy. I
had
to
to
make sure.
cancel?
Yes, when they are not good, I just take away.
Yeah.
I refund the deposit. I have no problem to do that because
Wow.
Ethical
I
What is not good? Like what's a red alarm bell that
what
goes
is
like
not
I'm
good
taking?
when they don't when they don't even have a good place for my dog. It's not when they just only want to tie the puppy with a leash and then tie them at the door. I cannot accept that. At
Hmm.
least you have a kennel for them, comfortable. Yeah. Then okay, then I can give my puppy to you, but not
Hmm.
they don't have the place to sleep. You just tie them with a chain at beside the door, and no, that is not the way.
Do you
That,
interview like your customers? Like, do you ask them a few questions
yes,
like what you're gonna
yes,
do with the dog? Have you
yes,
have other dogs before?
yes, yes. How
If
many dogs they have at home?
if
What is their
somebody
purpose?
if somebody come to you and say like they never had dogs before and they say that I want to take part. I saw a YouTube clip
Yes. Then I
about
will ask.
competition.
Then I will ask, do you have time for dog? It's very important that when you have time for my dog, for my puppy, when you don't have time, no, I cannot. When you don't have time, yes, I want a guard dog, but I don't have time for my dog. Then okay, sorry. Then I will okay. Maybe you are in the waiting list, but you will never get my puppy.
Ah.
By the way, Michael
Now.
lives north of Malaysia, yeah. So coming down to KL is like 6 or 7 hours drive.
Yeah.
So you imagine the commitment that
It's not
he has
only
to do.
KL. I
Yeah.
send my puppy from Padang
All,
Besar from Perlis to JB.
yeah, north to
I
south.
send
Can you
I send
imagine?
my puppy. You don't need many people ask, hey, where are you? Where you live? I said, what is the problem? What is important where I live? Oh, it's too far away. I said, don't worry. When you are good enough, I send the puppy to your house,
Yes. Yes.
door to door, to your house.
If
You
I'm
don't
on
worry.
Michael's waiting list.
Yeah, you don't to be worried. Where am I? You're not coming to pick up the puppy. You are not coming to pick up the puppy. I send the puppy to
Yes.
you. Even you are in JB, someone is from Pahang. Yes, I send the dog to them. Then they are happy until now.
Not many breeders will do such thing. This is facts.
Mm.
So now we know if we want to buy a puppy from Michael and he say, oh sorry, you're on waiting list, means I will never get a dog.
No, no, no. When you said you have no time, when you said you have no time, you will never get my dog. When you don't have time, no, better you buy other people's dog.
Yeah, I think it's a tough thing because yeah, I think some of my friends who have had litters of puppy, they need to sell the puppy, they want to sell the puppy, but they just can't find a good home. And unless you're prepared to hang on to the puppies, it's a very conflicting thing for breeders.
Don't
Because it's
breed,
Hmm.
don't breed, don't breed,
Yes.
don't breed. I'm not hurry in my breeding my female.
Hmm.
Many of my female, I breed the first litter when they're 5 years old.
Hmm.
I'm not hurry in breeding my female. Then
Hmm.
don't breed when you cannot find a good people. Now, why I breed my female now? I just breed my female, I think last night. Yeah. Why I
Hmm.
breed that female? Because now in my head,
Ah,
there is about 10 people who are waiting. 10
okay.
people who are waiting my puppy. Okay, now I breed my female.
Hmm.
When there's nobody ask for puppy, or when they're not good people means that when people have no time, only they want to have dog for guard dog to take care of my house, and then they have no time. Okay, they are. And then for me, it's nothing. Yeah, I need serious people
Hmm.
who have time to take care of dog, who want to train their dogs, who want to do some activity with their dog, who can spend time for their dog. Okay, then you are in the waiting list. I will write down your name. When there are enough people, 6, 7 people. Okay, then I start to breed my female.
Hmm.
I will not breed my female without any request. Yeah, then don't breed
Active
because
breeder
because
react.
because I'm not
No,
a puppy
active
mill.
buyer, reactive
I'm
breeder.
not a puppy mill. I'm not selling my puppy for the wife. No,
Hmm.
I breed for quality, not for quantity.
Yes. I agree.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do
No,
you
that's
think do you think there are okay, so I think there's only I know I won't say a handful. I think there's only you in Malaysia who does this. So there's only one person that does it, right? So do you think that how would you encourage breeders to do it more ethically instead? Like, do you think that is
No.
there a way that we can do it?
No, there is not so many people like me, and yeah, I also understand many breeder, they just want to breed, and then yes, because everybody is not the same. I want to breed more on quality, but I have no problem for people who want to breed many litter in a year, but yeah, it's that is only my idea. I cannot tell people said you must do this or you must do that. I cannot. So
Would you
everybody have their own way to breed their dog.
would you get upset if somebody, let's say for instance, Brandon takes his dog and just breed it into with a subpar female? Would you get upset and say that
No,
then people will say, hey, isn't that male Michael's dog? And then the puppies are like
no,
not very good.
no. When I sell my dog to the new owner, they are the new owner for my dog. They can do anything whatever what they like with their dog. I cannot feel sad. I only can take care my part. I can do what I can do is I do the best for my own dog. The dog, when the dog is not belong to me, I'm not God. Otherwise I will feel not happy every day. And now I feel happy every day. Yeah. I cannot control too much.
Yeah. All right. My next question is purely selfish. It's not for the listeners. It's
Rottweiler.
not for anyone. It's only for me. It's only for me.
I've been
Now,
Rottweiler before, no?
yeah. So that's my question. So,
There's a reason why Michael's not breeding Rottweiler now, you know?
Do you know why I don't breed
Yeah.
Rottweiler anymore?
I don't want to know. If it's negative, I don't want to know. I want to stay happy. No, but really, I mean, it's a fact. It's not a nice fact. It's not. I'm not what I'm saying is not. Is not meant to be political or controversial, but the fact is that there are not many Rottweilers that are being worked in Malaysia, and primarily Rottweilers in Malaysia are either guard dogs or show dogs, or pets. But actively out there doing agility, doing herding, working on the farm, it's really a handful, and I think I can probably name less than 10. And you know, we are in contact with each other because it's such a small community. But because there are not many, so you were saying earlier, if someone wanted to say that their dog is good, then you go to their house and you say, show me, right? Show me that your dog can track, show me that your dog can do obedience, show me can do protection. But it doesn't mean that a Rottweiler who has never done IGP is not good. There could be a dog that just never had a chance to train, never had a good handler, never trained, but the dog could be very good. Now, do you have any insights for someone like me looking to choose a dog in an environment where people don't normally train that breed? So are there other telltale signs we can see to choose
Okay.
without proof?
Okay. When you said the dog without training, and then we have to talk about the working ability. When you want to choose a dog for breeding, or when you want to choose a puppy from a breeder, and then then you have to know that there's people say then the dog is no chances to train, and for check the working ability, you need to know what you need to know is there's only three words. There's a T for Thailand. T means in German is Triebveranlagung, means the dog must have a lot of drive. The dog must have a very good brain drive. The dog must have a very good foot drive. The dog can have a very good aggression drive. Yeah? The dog must have full of drive. And the second word is S. S for Superman. And S is stay for self-Sicherheit, means the self-confidence. The dog must have very good self-confidence. You can send them everywhere to a dark room, to slippery floor, to unbalance the situation, they still feel confident. The dog can actually you can send them far away, and then when they walk in a dark place, they will not scared. Yeah, the dog must show the good self-confidence. And at the end, the last word is the B. B for boy. Boy, B stay for belas pakai. Belas pakai means the toughness. The toughness means when they bite, the dog must have the toughness to stand the pressure. When they bite you, when you hit, they will not run away. They bite you even harder. Yeah. Then when the dog is good in TSB, then it's okay. When you think it's okay, then maybe it's okay for you to select them as a start meal.
So this TSB is we're talking about pure genetics. We're talking about pure natural behavior. It's not a trained behavior.
Oh, it's yes. This is the behavior. This is the thing. This is the genetic thing. Why the German Shepherd dog people they start the Schutten 100 years ago, because they want to keep this TSB as their working ability, to show that that dog is good enough to be a good breeding dog. Yeah.
So hypothetically, let's say I go into a breeder's house, a nice breeder, a respectable breeder, and he allows me to see the male, he allows me to see the female. So I'm looking for, like, when the ball comes out, when the food comes out, this dog wants it. It's doing everything it can to get to that food or the ball.
Yeah.
It sees me, it sees stranger, new car, new sound, but it's still confident, heads up, tails up. And if it goes into a dark room, etc., still okay. But the bite is going to be a bit hard to you to walk into a stranger's house and can I let your Rottweiler bite me?
Then they have at least they have to show something. Maybe the owner play with the bite up and then hit with the stick.
So just take a ball and then just
if the dog scared of the stick, scared of the hit, or cannot take pressure on when you hit them, they cannot take pressure on that. How you can think that your puppy can able to take pressure when somebody hits the dog? It will be the same. This come from genetic. That is why in Germany all the working dog means German Shepherd, Boxer, Doberman, Malinois, Rottweiler, they must go to Kerung. They must go to Kerung. In Kerung, there is breed survey. In the Kerung test, the helper can run out from the blind, attack, and then the dog have to bite, and then the dog have to stand for 2 stick hits. And when you cannot stand for that stick hit, you are not allowed to breed. You are not allowed to breed. You cannot have a progeny. You are not allowed to breed.
We should have breed suitability tests in Malaysia.
Sorry?
We should have more breed suitability tests in Malaysia. Or this
I think German Shepherd Dog Club they already
Oh yeah?
Yeah, German Shepherd Dog Club. I think they do
the
ZTP,
breeds,
right?
Yeah, for Rottweiler is the ZTP.
Yeah, for Rottweiler, I don't know because I'm long time out from the Rottweiler world, but I think the Rottweiler.
Will you come back? Join the dark side?
I think the Rottweiler in Thailand they are doing the ZTP. ZTP.
Yeah.
I would like to try and introduce ZTP back into Malaysia, not back into Malaysia.
Then, I think when you have many people in Malaysia, but then I think many people will also angry for you because many nice Rottweiler in Malaysia they not really can buy.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But I come into the scene with a very open, honest interest in the breed. So I'll try. One more question. So, can it really be passed down? Is it really genetics, or is it just, is it guaranteed that if the mother and father have got strong nerves, that the puppies will have strong nerves, or is it still an element of luck?
When the father have a strong nerve and the mother have strong nerve, I think most of the puppy will have a strong nerve. But if the father have don't have a very weak nerve. The mother have a very weak nerve. Then you don't need to ask. I think most of the puppy is not so good. But when you go for showing, I think it's still okay. But when you want to have that puppy and go for IFR World Championship, then you have to think it twice because in World Championship they are only compete. I think they are only the working line Rottweiler compete in IFR. There's no show line Rottweiler can go to there.
Yeah.
Just like WSB World Championship. I don't think so. There is a show line German Shepherd inside.
Yeah. Oliver. So this year, 2021 Hungary IFR. I think Oliver Newbrand is got one dog in the.
Oliver Neumann.
Yeah, he's got one dog in the IFR IGP this year.
Yes, Oliver Neumann is coming to Thailand 2019 in IDT show. I'm wondering how he recognized me and hey Michael,
He recognized.
He know me.
He's
Oliver
very
Neumann.
famous in the Rottweiler
Michael
world.
is famous.
Famous, yes. But he can recognize, hey Michael! Wow, I said wow.
No, I mean he's So he's got a dog that obviously is he's always at the shows, but he's also got a handful that are doing very well. When I say very well, relative to Rottweilers.
One a good puppy you can buy from him. He has a very good male. His male is a very big size, nice looking, and the head is like football and bite like crocodile. Yeah. He has a very good dog. He has a very good dog.
But in the FCI, Rottweiler have never topped the Malinois.
There's no chance.
Okay, never mind. Don't answer.
So the better you go to IFR. Don't come to FCI.
Yeah, we'll stay there. We'll stay in IFR.
Be happy in IFR. I think it's good. It's good for you. Because FCI is there's too many good Mali and the German Shepherd.
But you know, in all seriousness, that's my goal, that's my target. I think at least with Hilda, I want to get to an all-breed trial locally and I want to do well. You know?
I think it's not a problem. When you are good in training in all three parts, because in tracking it's not easy in Malaysia because we don't have that. You only train in grass field, you never try on dirt, you never try on other surface. There's a very big difference, very big difference of that. And you need to have a big field for obedience training. When you are good, you need to go to a big field because the sand away is very far away. Sand away is a one football field, and then the revier, the blind searching for protection is a very big. It's a full football field, left and right. So you need, when you want to go to the big competition, you should get ready for that. Not only in not when you train in small place, when you are good in small place, then you have to you should change a bigger place in training. Then because the picture, the dog will see the picture, okay, big field is a training field. Otherwise, when you only train in small place, and then suddenly you go to big field for competition, your dog will not get to it.
Coming back to breeding, when do you introduce your puppies to a large field?
Sorry?
Coming back to breeding, when do you introduce your puppies to a larger field?
Oh, because I have a large field at my place. When they are 3-4 months, I start to go into the big field. Yeah, 3-4 months, I make sand away. I make the blind searching. Yeah, in the big field.
So, I had a question, but it went away.
Sorry, I'll keep quiet now.
So now Michael, you have bred the dog. Now there's a customer coming to you. They tell you that I want to take part in the sport. I have time. I have money. I will join your program. I'm ready to immerse myself. Do you choose the dog for them, or do you ask them to come and have a look? And
I will choose the dog for them.
You choose the dog.
Choose the dog for them, and I think for this kind of people, because it's very rare in Malaysia, so I will choose a better dog for them. For this kind of people who have afford, who want to do, and who are who are serious in this kind of sport, I will choose a good dog for them.
What do you see in a dog for sport? What do you see in a dog for maybe the police? What basically, I know the police, you're saying that the nose is the most important one because they might be doing scent detection and all those other things. But what do you see in terms of like, okay, this dog is good for police work. This dog is good for sport, and this dog is maybe good for patrol work. Or this is
Normally,
just luck. Like,
no.
Here you go.
It's not a lot, because in one litter there is some dogs there's a little bit more mean. They're more stubborn,
Dominant.
they're more aggressive when they eat, they're more aggressive. And then okay, for and some dogs they are good in nose, especially it's depend on the people who are asking. Normally the police will not ask when they are puppy. They will not ask for that. The police, I'm not saying the police from Malaysia, I'm saying the police from overseas, they ask the puppy when they are about 1 year old. So they will give me order, okay, I want a detection dog, or I want 2 detection dog when they are 1 year old Malinois. Okay, then when I have time, I will do for that for them. Okay, then I will select the dog for detection. And for some dogs, for like prison department, and they need police dog for control, for the crowd control. And that kind of dog, I need the more stubborn dog, more aggressive dog. When they eat, I know which one is more aggressive. I need the more aggression dog for the prison department. And just like I sell some dogs to Malaysia, Malaysia prison department, Malaysia canine units. I have sell many detection dogs, also many patrol dogs for them. That kind of dogs, I know when they are from puppy. And for people who like to go to sport, to like to competition, then I need to select the dog which is more clear in the head, more calm, not so hectic, and then they have good balance to change between the prey drive and the food drive. And then they can play. After they play, they can eat very well. After they eat, they can play again, and then they are more balanced, more calm in the kennel. That is the dog for, I think, good for sport dog, for sport people. Yeah.
So it's not the dog that comes up into the cage and like bully all the siblings and like, because like a lot of people are saying that, okay, to choose a dog for sport, like based on what I've read and what I've seen, is like pick the dog that is always like in front. Pick the one that is
that dog maybe okay. That dog maybe is good for police. I mean, that dog also maybe is good for sport, but it depends on people who. When you have a good puppy, when you have good dog, the question is, what I want to ask is, how good are you to handle that kind of dogs? And you have to know that the mean puppy, the alpha from the puppy, not easy to control. And then that kind of puppy is not easy to get contact, because they are no more on themselves. They are not the connection with you, the bonding. You are not easy to get the bonding from them. And then they are more what they call they are more independent. When you let them out, maybe they run 500 meters away from you, and then they're not scared. And then they not come back to you. You call and call, they're not attached to you. It's not easy when you have no experience. Yes, the puppy is good. The question is, how good are you to make the connection with the puppy, to train the puppy, to bring him up to the level you like, and to bring him up to the top level. It depends on how good are you. Yes, the puppy is good, but you, no idea, no knowledge. I don't know what to do. Oh, now when I go close to the puppy, my puppy, when he's eating, when I go close, he growls to me. Now, Michael, what can I do? The puppy is 9, the dog is already 9 months. The teeth is like this, and then the body is like this. Okay, when the puppy, when it's 2 months old, yes, you said, yeah, I like this puppy, it's bully everybody. When they're 1 year old, he bully back you, and you cannot control. Then you start to ask, hey, how to solve the problem? Hey, and the puppy bite, and the dog when he's 1 year old, he bite the ball. You can say out, he make drop the ball, and when you go close to the ball, he make and you cannot even take the ball away from him. And for what you need that kind of puppy? For what? Tell me, for what? When you are not good to handle that kind of puppy, don't do that. Let people handle that kind of puppy. Let the police, let the people who are professional handle that kind of puppy. When you are good in training, when you have a lot of knowledge, yes, you can get that kind of puppy for your competition, for your training. Yes, that is not a problem. But when you are not good enough, please take the other puppy. Take the puppy which is more friendly, attached to people, yeah, friendly to other people, and then their balance, yeah, in food drive, in prey drive, and then you have fun in your training. Yeah. So
Thank you
That's
so
so
much, Mike.
that's so interesting.
Is there you have anything else that you want to elaborate on?
yeah, I think today is long enough.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, we want to thank you again for your time. And if anyone wants to consider a career in breeding and basically learn the ins and out of a real breeding system, of course, being ethical. Mike will be having a course. Maybe he will post it out on his Facebook, and probably you can sign up and really learn from Mike's system in terms of how to breed a working dog or whatnot. So of course, stay tuned to Mike's Facebook page. You can either go on Tigerland K9 or Malaysia Dog Training Tigerland K9, and I'm sure Mike will have this course set up soon, so we can definitely learn more from him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, yo,
But
bye.
before we go, before we go, yeah, cheers. cheers. Again, thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure we will have another episode of another subject that we will talk about soon.
Yo, okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Again, bye.
Thank you.
To summarize what Michael just talked about, I think it's something that yeah, surely there will be people disagreeing with his concept or style, but I think what we have here in terms of What's Up Dog podcast is to really have an open conversation, and we are here to share how a particular person created a system in order to bring up a working dog or whatnot. Which, yeah, I mean,
yeah, but yeah, I think the things he said, the things he shared, can very easily, if taken out of context, be misconstrued as an attack, as a challenge. But yeah, I think it's very important.
I don't believe in that, because I think if someone came into this podcast with an open mind, they would definitely see, oh, this is a new way to breed a dog, right? Right. So in terms of this system, sure, they may not use it, but I think this is why it's crucial that they actually go to his course that he's doing, eventually will do. To really educate that group of people who are really, even if I'm not the breeder, I would also want to understand this kind of system that works for my future puppy, that if I ever got from him, right?
And also, I think if anybody who has a different system, I think, and they are willing to share, we would definitely
we'll definitely speak with.
Yeah, we will definitely want to speak to them.
Very good.
Yeah. But I guess
again, I mean, the conversation is open. It's not that we are there to shut him down or whatnot. I mean, I have no clue in how to breed a dog, right? But I'm interested to see the different types of points and views of different types of breeders, because there's not only one type of breeder. There's going to be different types all the way.
So I think my point was that if someone doesn't listen to the interview from start to finish and follow the sequence of why certain topics were brought up, I think if someone just nitpick on certain things, then it wouldn't be so healthy. I think I guess I'm trying to say is that we should approach this with a very open mind. Like it's just a healthy discussion. And I think like we always say on and off the podcast, everything is debatable, everything should be debated. we will tend to agree on certain things, but then that's not to say that everyone should agree to it as well.
I agree. So
But
when you're breeding,
no, but you know what? I really agree with him though. I agree two things with him. Like I'm in no hurry, and I'm really
I
in no
actually
hurry.
wanted to add this just now because I know Mike personally, right? And I know he's not the type that breeds like a puppy mill, right? They're not a factory every single whatever. Whenever there's a heat, he goes breeding. No, he really does it when, of course, there are interested parties and not for the sake of breeding it, unless he really wants to breed for that particular character or gene pool or lineage that he currently has before they are sold to other handlers.
Actually, what I agreed upon was like he interviews the potential buyers, and then
which I think is important, right?
Yep.
Not many
and
people
like,
do that.
Now everyone's buying from Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah,
and then like he maintains the drives and on all the dogs. It's not like you can see on like Facebook groups that people say, "Oh, my dog is 2 years old. I want to find a boyfriend or find a girlfriend for the dog." He selects the dogs that he wants to breed with, and then he selects the owners that he knows will also be responsible with the dog. It's not like handing somebody, here's a gun, kill anybody you want to kill them. So I think that's the most important. I think that's what is lacking. I think that's one, like we had a conversation, Brendan. It's like I said that we need, as a society, like for us with big dogs, we need to vet our people who owns the dogs. I think that is the most important thing. It's not like somebody who just buys a dog to just take care of their house. I think that's the point that I agreed the most with Michael.
Yeah. So the two things. One was in no hurry. But the second thing I really like what he said was that get a list of pre buyers, and it's such a simple thing, but like if I don't have at least
this I can sort of debate, right? Because I think he can, because he has sort of a name in the dog sports world,
but not
right?
all breeders can do it.
So not all breeders are capable of having I have a waiting list. He has a waiting list because I can say he's a very ethical breeder, right? But I'm sure there are other people who are breeders as well. Surely in their aspect, there are also ethical breeders. They have a waiting list, but that waiting list could be very different. You know what I mean?
So
the difference is that waiting list, meaning person A or person B, their waiting list could be to anyone who wants the dog. Right? Whereas Michael's waiting list is police, Panjara,
prison,
a dog sport person,
custom,
blah 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 blah. These people who really work the dogs or really have a motive to trade or whatnot, which is
it's also
different.
very breed specific though. I mean, like, because we can't impose something like this to a lab or a
I think you can, because depending, the way he's breeding maybe probably be for the fact of working dogs, right? Labradors can be inclusive because they can be used for search and rescue. So like when he mentions he does the paws, neurological stimulations, right? When you go for search and rescue, you will have different terrains. You will probably have glass. You would have bricks. You would have whatever, right? So these kind of concepts could work for that. But if you're talking about a poodle or a Shih Tzu, I don't think it's necessary. So this would only work for those who have a certain goal.
I think there's one. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's one golden retriever breeder. I'm not sure about the breeding program that he runs, but I do know that he vets the customers. Like he makes sure that the dogs goes to a good home, a home that has the money to maintain a dog. Not only money, it's like there's also time involved, and so I think there's one in Malaysia. If I'm not mistaken, when I was scrolling through Facebook, I think there's one. There's only one, and then there's also Michael. The rest, I don't think they have it, but I do think that they sort of vet it in terms of like, this is my dog. What are you gonna do with it? But there's no how to say filter for it. They just ask you, but they're not filtering it out. Like, okay,
For me personally, at least, I mean, I won't call myself a breeder, but at some point I'll be curious what kind of puppies Hilda would throw out. And also I want to keep one from her to just sort of continue on. But that's 5 or 6 years down the road, right? But at least to his point, what I would do is I would at least have 5 or 6 friends whom I know will get the dog from me. For example, Keith, I'm gonna put one in his house, and then I know Dr. Clement, I'm gonna put one in Dr. Clement's house, and it's free of charge. It's for Dr. Clement and his family. But just the idea of knowing what you're gonna do with the puppies before they even come, and you could be one extra or two short, but at least have a rough idea to that they should all be spoken for.
Yeah, but the thing is, you are not doing it for the money.
Correct.
So some breeders are doing it for the money. So if
this is why I say it's very debatable, because I'm not to say that the dog world is very feasible, right? But I think it's not. It comes down to the person. Really comes down to the person. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who do it for the passion. Yes, for sure they do it for the passion. But there is definitely a handful of people who don't as well, right? This is something that we can strongly say. But I think at the end of the day, this kind of conversation that we are having is to really separate these kind of people, to educate them, and to really share, not only educate, because I feel educate it could be someone who, you think you know it all, those kind of things. But at the, what we want to portray here is to really share, right? Share different experiences to allow people to have that sort of new concepts that they have yet to hear, and really improve the breeding.
Well, what do you guys think about what he said about attracting? I mean, the other topic we touched before breeding was attracting sort of new blood into the sport. So I thought the constraint dilemma he had was quite interesting one, because if he did the first seminar in January and there were 10 guys there, and he comes back again in April, the same 9 to 10 guys from that session is going to want to join, right? And that leaves no space for someone new. And so he alone will not solve this problem of potentially excess demand, oversupply, in terms of attracting new people to the sport.
I feel that this sport, it's okay. So I think that I had this conversation again. James said that in any sport, you are catering to the audience. And if it's such a small audience, right, there's no point of continuing it. Not you're doing it out of passion, but you won't get any gain from it. So I think there should be more seminars to have that audience. It's not about people who wants to participate in the sport. It's that audience that you need to bring in to people to spectate the sport. So once people start spectating a sport, like for instance, if you like BMX or car, the car scene, not everybody drives a 10 seconds car down the drag strip. People just go there to see a 10-second car on the drag strip. So I think you need to build that. I think you need people to see, okay, there is a possibility that my car can go 10 seconds down the drag strip. But you also need to tell people, okay, you need to do it safely, you need to do it, all those type of things. So you need to attract that audience. Once you attract the audience, you can open it up to more people. I think for him, it's like, okay, there's 10 people that I can do. The same 10 people are coming all the time. And then if he sees like, okay, there are more people, more than 10, is it worth my time to make more sessions throughout? And then other trainers sees that, okay, I think I can, again, it's monetary. I can see that monetary thing, that if I do seminars, people will attend and all those. But now nobody knows. It's that 10 people that goes to Michael, the same 10 people might go to another 10 the trainers, and it's only 10 people. You don't see any, you don't see value gain from the
thing. I agree on this point, but I think here how we could actually improve the limelight of the sport is through trials, competitions, right? But you don't have to necessarily partake. Like for example, no. The point of this trial or competition is, for example, let's say Keith is interested. He has no clue of what this competition is about, but he's interested to see, right? It's such as, for instance, watching F1. No one's going to be an F1 driver here. I can guarantee that, right? But there are so many people watching F1. So what is the next step that they can take to really enjoy and feel the driving experience, go-karting, right? Similar to us, we compete, me, you, James, Keith, whatever, all these type of people who are already in the sport. We have an open mind to really, really compete with our dogs, to really showcase what we have trained, what we have done, not because of the competition's sake, but because we want to utilize what we have learned onto the field. People come, watch, get inspired. I think this is the best way to see it. Ask questions, right? After that, seminars, workshops start to come on. This is where people can start to really learn more about the sport and figure out if they really enjoy it and come in and start to maybe even compete one day. Who knows?
Yeah, I just feel that there is just one missing bridge. It's sort of like if you take the golf example, right? So it is from like I watch it on TV, it's interesting, and then the next step is like going to watch Malaysian Open. I feel like there's a gap, and the gap is a driving range. And for example, so and this was one of the guys. I think Edward Chin his name was. I forgot remember his name, but he joined the Malaysian Working Rottweilers Club Facebook group, and his first question was, does this club have monthly training? And even though the answer was no at that point in time, actually the idea became quite interesting in my head. Like, what if every quarter, Malaysian Working Rottweiler Club has a gathering, right, of just anyone's got a Rottweiler around this area, come out here, make sure your dog can be kept in the car, and we just bring out one dog at a time, and we're just training together, and it's a very carefree, socialize, meet each other, exchange phone numbers, get into WhatsApp group kind of environment. I think that is that driving range, that once a quarter driving range, where you're not doing the full shebang, but you come and see how a dog sits. You come and figure out how a dog downs. And
this is why I think competitions is important.
But competition is like then the next step. You know what I mean?
But
like the finished product.
The practice,
because no one's going to be able to see the training because they would have to come every other week. But if you're at that people who see the end result. Oh wow, this is interesting. I want to learn how to do that. This is where they start signing up for courses, right? But that's another subject I think we can talk about.
I think you should also like do the competitions right in Desa Park, for instance. It doesn't have to be like the full IGP to read. Maybe a BH routine. Do it in a place where there's high volume, where people walk by and say, hey, what are this bunch of people doing with their dogs?
The Malaysian Rottweiler, the Club Rottweiler Malaysia used to do their shows at Desa Park. But
and people see it.
Yeah, and I think they should do BH. They should at least do a BH in that, but they're not sanctioned to do it.
Or any competition, not only BH, even a rally or competition where people bring a mongrel, go for a rally or competition.
Yeah, that's why
AKC. That's the Mka Obedience. Yeah, then there's the Mka Agility course. It's I think we should interview somebody from Mka and ask them what are they really doing to promote this side of dogs instead of just pet dogs. I know that a lot of people are doing pet dogs and they and all those other things, but what happens to the obedience part, the sports part? Like what competitions do they have? It's okay, now it's COVID, there's nothing they can do about it, but previously what did they do and all those other things?
In my time there was 4 competitions a year, and that is ridiculously little. Okay, but to be fair, most training centers and all that training grounds, right, they prepare their students to compete for that particular event. So I guess to say that it's every quarter that they do one session, right? But in order for this to go to the next level, you can see that a lot of people get demotivated. The reason is because MKA's rules are very old school. Meaning to say that dog does a sit, but he moves one hand, your points get really, really deducted. And that demotivates the handler because it minuses the points to a point that they fail, right? This is one thing that I believe that MKA needs to restructure, right? Even IGP is not that difficult. If my dog sits down, my point deduction isn't as large as the Mka Obedience, right? So this is why we have to really open people's mindset to really
feel which sport they can really get into, or we can get MKA to really start to restructure their rules, because the rules, I can tell you, is from way before I was born. Maybe not James.
Hey. Ease up there, Tiger.
Yeah, so like I was like earlier before the podcast, I was telling you about this new competition in US called K9 Street League. The K9 Street League. Why the competition come up about was I think they wanted to make it more accessible to people in terms of like protection sports. I think they are like I'm not sure, I might be butchering what they were doing, but it's sort of like PSA, but a more accessible version of PSA. So they made it in a way that people can just come, show off what they're doing, and then it's sort of simpler. So I think that there's this some people need a bridging gap. I think that for MKA's obedience, I think that's the easier one we call Rallyo or Rally. So I think
Rallyo is not easy.
But it's levels in the
obedience. MK obedience is also not as easy as Rallyo, you see. So you will see more people with MK obedience than Rallyo, because of the whole routine is completely different. But I think coming down to how this sport can really grow is not target only one sport, right? Not everyone is interested in IPO for the reason of I don't have that dog that can do such thing. I don't have a dog that can do tracking nor protection, right? So I personally feel would like to lobby for like sort of what the Americans do. They have what's that sport, or even on Crufts on UK, right?
Yep.
Where they have the fun of it is that the whole team comes out and compete. Maybe Team Selangor, Team Johor, or whatever comes down to one location to compete for flyball, for instance, right? It all and it's fun, super fun. Then you have America, who have the dog diving, right? How far your dog can do the dive in terms of that long jumping, that kind of things. These kind of sports will, I believe, will motivate a lot of owners, because any other dog can compete it.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's nice to see. It's quick. It's boom. Mistakes happen. Doesn't matter. Crufts. You have agilities. The dog runs around, takes a piss, comes out. It's still funny, but it doesn't demotivate the owner or the trainer. So unlike right now, you have